first off, I'm not trying to channel some inner Geddy Lee. That would be impossible. First off, I'm a guitar player, and second of all, and probably first of all, Geddy Lee is, in my opinion, the greatest rock and roll bass player of all time. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Thank you very much. But he's also proudly Canadian, which is a great segue to introduce the people who've provided these awesome Sansamp preamp pedals. That would be Long McQuaid. That's Canada's largest musical instrument retailer with over 80 stores across Canada. There's never one too far away. And the one that's not too far away from me is the North York location, Frank and the guys over there who supplied these pedals for this video. So I want to send a hello and thank you to you guys. So we've got the Sansamp YYZ pedal and the MP40, which is the limited edition version of this pedal. So I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the two of them together. But my main interest in these is I am a guitar player, as I've stated. But I love playing bass, and it's a big part of my process here. But all of my cash investment in hardware has been for my guitar. I've got a couple of mid-range basses, nothing special, and I don't have any bass amps, so I rely on plugins to get the tones in my track. So I want to start getting into some hardware, and I thought this would be a great place to start. So I want to take a look at these as recording devices. And yeah, they're co-designed with Geddy Lee to get you that Geddy Lee sound, but you know what? There's a lot more tones that you can squeeze out of these boxes, and we're going to check them out. All right, let's get started. The signature Geddy Lee Sansamp pedal from Tech 21 provides a myriad of options with their all-analog design. They can be used as standalone devices, creating amazing amp simulations in a recording setup. They can be fed into a preamp and speakers, or augment an existing amplifier setup. The MP40 limited edition version of the pedal commemorates the 40th anniversary of Rush's Moving Pictures. This is the album that blew Rush into the stratosphere and spawned an army of air drummers, aspiring guitar heroes, and bass players chasing the dexterity and tone only Geddy Lee could deliver. With theme-specific artwork and a younger version of Geddy Lee, the pedal is based on the original YYZ version with virtually the same controls, with two interesting exceptions. Both have a master volume, 3-band EQ, drive, a deep drive mix, and a tight button which tightens up the bottom end. The difference on the MP40 is the 12 decibels presence boost for more top-end distortion and the shapeshifter button which, as described by Geddy Lee, delivers an additional 6 decibels of awesomeness. Let's see if we can figure out what this feature does. What, you think I'm an elephant and I can remember all of this?
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain!
All right, let's check out some bass tones, shall we? I'm playing this unspecified Yamaha bass. I really don't know what it is. I've had it for a long time. And you know what? Gets the job done, not complaining. So that's running into the two pedals, which are being powered by the same power brick here, and running directly into the audio interface. In the MP40 box, there's this handy little booklet, and inside, there's some secret magic in here. A bunch of settings you can set the pedal to sort of emulate some classic Rush bass tones. But inside here is Geddy Lee's personal settings. Yes, you heard that right, Geddy Lee's personal settings. So what I've done is I've dialed in Geddy Lee's personal settings. Now, he's very specific. He's got some micro tick adjustments here. So what I've done is I've rounded it to the closest tick because I want to transpose that setting from this pedal onto this pedal so we can compare the two in the basic settings, not using the two additional features that this pedal has, and see how close these two pedals sound. So let's start off by playing some clean tones. By the way, throughout this video, keep in mind that I am mainly a guitar player. I'm not used to doing any bass solos here, so be nice. All right, so let's kick in the YYZ pedal. And now we'll hear the MP40. actually sound a little bit different, don't they? Let's do that again. Let's start with the YYZ. So yeah, the MP40 is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit brighter, maybe a bit mid-rangey. Definitely the YYZ pedal is a little bit warmer. Now, these are analog pedals, so there could be slight differences in the dials here. They're not digital precise. So I don't think it would be a trouble getting each of these tones in the other pedal with a little minor adjustment, let's say to the mids or the high ends. But just really setting it up with the same settings. This one is definitely a little bit warmer, a little more bite on this one. That's quite interesting. Anyways, let's take a listen to some other tones. I'm going to focus more on the MP40 because it does have a couple extra features. So let's take a listen to hear how they sound. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you want to jump into some deeper conversations with me, some of my friends, and even some other YouTubers, I've got the Lonely Rockers Club on Facebook. Great little group. We chat about all sorts of things, music related, production, home studios, all kinds of cool stuff. Would love to see you there. The link is in the description. So let's see what some of these functions are actually doing, especially the shapeshifter button, that boost of awesomeness that Geddy calls 6 decibels of Shmegilka. Let's see if we can figure out what Shmegilka is. Here's some pink noise on a spectrum analyzer with the pedal in bypass. I've set all of the dials to noon. Engaging the pedal, there's a big roll-off at around 8K with a bit of a lift in the bottom end. Engaging the tight button rolls off a bit of that bottom end while adding a lift at about 1.5K and up. The boost button gives you a lift around 2K and up with quite a significant cut from the low end through the mid-range up to about 1K. And what about that Shmegilka? Engaging the shapeshifter only works with the boost on and gives you an additional mid-range boost between about 600 and 1K. Geddy is known for an aggressive mid-range, so that makes a ton of sense. And that dispels the mystery of the Shmegilka. So this video wasn't designed to be a comparison between these two pedals. They're both great pedals. I mean, this one is limited edition. At the time of the taping of this video, Long McQuay did have a few in stock, so a link in the description if you want to check them out. I don't think they're going to last for very long. And the regular YYZ pedal, which has been available for a while, I mean, they're great pedals. You've got a couple extra features here on the MP40. Does it make a big difference in the studio? Well, if you want that extra gear, and if you can get a hold of this one, maybe for sentimental reasons or if you're a fan of moving pictures, but the boost is a nice additional feature. There's other ways to achieve boost if you've already got a boost pedal in your studio, but having it all in one pedal, I think in a live context, if you need to stomp on that boost, it's nice and handy to have it here. And the shapeshifter, again, it's another flavor, right? It just gives you an extra gear somewhere else to go. Which always comes in handy when you're looking for a variety of tones. I mean, this is all based on the YYZ pedal. You're going to get most of the tones pretty much between the two, like I said, with an extra gear here. So I think if you actually have a choice and you're playing live, well, certainly great to have this extra boost here, 100%. In the studio, if you can't get a hold of the MP40, you're still going to dial in some great tones with the original pedal, because as you saw, I do some processing anyways. If you're recording your tracks, you know, you're not going to record direct and not process your tracks. So you're going to get a lot out of this pedal. You're going to get the meat that you need to start, and then the regular processing chain that you have in your DAW. You can go ahead and do that. And I think for me, this is really going to enhance my bass workflow, because as I've said in the past, I record direct and I'm counting on plugins for everything, where now I can actually shape the meat of that tone with the pedal, and then it'll still go through my processing chain in the DAW just to bring out the tones that I really need. And really the variances as well. You know, you can start with that main tone, and obviously you can change it a lot once you're inside the DAW, but it really gives you a lot to start. And I think that, at least for me, is going to give me a big advantage in recording my bass tracks. There's my look at the Geddy Lee pedals from Tech 21. Really enjoyed using these pedals. It was a lot of fun, you know, working on getting my bass tones before recording, because I've kind of gotten lazy. I just record direct and shaping my tone with plugins. I've gotten some great tones and I'm not complaining, but there's a certain discipline that comes with doing it first. I mean, I do it with guitar, so I don't see why I shouldn't be doing it with bass too, and I think this was a great step in that direction, and I think there's a good possibility one of these two is going to be sticking around, so you might have to check out a future episode to see which one did. But I want to thank Long McQuaid once again for providing these pedals. They've been super supportive of this channel and helping me bring videos like this to you. So make sure to check them out in person. They've got over 80 stores across Canada and online at long-mcquaid.com. So a big thanks goes out to Long McQuaid. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you want to do a deeper dive with me, I'm on Patreon. I have affiliate links, I have merch, I have all kinds of ways to support this channel. All of that is in the description. But the most important thing is to check out another video. I've got one waiting for you right here. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. And I look forward to seeing you again in another video.